CEO of Collier. And also, for the first time this year, the executive chapter of Business Brewers. I'll introduce you to our moderator, who will introduce everyone else. This is Jamal Flynn. He is creator of the Collier podcast, Collier City podcast. He is a Cicerone certified beer server, a writer for numerous publications, including The Beer Hunting, Huckberry, craftbeer.com, and Blavity. And he is my favorite thing to say at 2022 James Spirit Award nominee. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for being here. Again, thank you all for being here. Does anybody have cheers? Yeah, but we got some folk out of town, some familiar faces, some unfamiliar faces, but I'm sure they'll all meet afterwards. But again, thank you for attending this panel discussion about the complexity of innovation, contract brewing, micro distribution, and content creation in DC beer culture. So now we're going to go ahead and introduce our panelists. We have Ms. Eamoni Collier. She is the CEO and co-founder of Urban Garden Brewing. Ms. Courtney Rominiyi. I got it right now. Rominiyi. Sorry. She is the co-founder of Black Brew Movement. Mr. Elliot Johnson. He is the CEO and co-founder of Soul Measure. I'm into the door right now with the hat on, glasses. We have Mr. Courtney Moreau. He is the founder of I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right on into this. So my first question is, how would you explain your personal reason for contract? What data and information was used for you to come to this reason? I ask this question because a lot of times you will, I think contract brewing sometimes gets a negative perception. Like, it just, I'm not a brewery owner, but I just kind of hear a third party, like, it's like, well, why doesn't this person have a brewery? Why don't they have a brick-and-mortar? And, you know, I think these folks kind of exemplify innovation, like, you know, maybe or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe don't want to brick-and-mortar. I'm not sure, but like, instead of putting a negative connotation to it, I like to think of it more as innovation. So, Eamoni, here's your response.
So I think the contract brewing is very to test the brand, put a brand out there, people really have all the overhead costs of starting a brewery. Having contract brewing allows you to put your recipes out there, put your brand out there, allow people to experience the beers, like the beers, you know, and then, you know, kind of decide what place. So you have a lot of times people might start a brewery first and you know, I don't know. I think how it's great for me personally because I've been able to kind of like introduce myself, introduce my recipes, introduce my brand, and kind of see the response, tweak, and do all that stuff before going to, you know, have an actual service. That was my personal reason for me.
Yeah, similar to Eamoni, so a little bit extra about me. I've had been homebrewing since 2010. And so, you know, you make these beers and like people say, oh, you should sell them. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, but like I didn't come from the beer industry for my professional career. And so for us, contract brewing was a way to kind of like kind of assess the brand. Also give us kind of like a economic model to build a base on. So it's like, okay, well, since I'm not in the industry, let me learn it from the building block. And so we started off doing self-distribution and contract brewing with the recipes we had in home brewing first. Just to see kind of what the heat check basically, or people even like that large scale, because when you're in your bubble, you know, it's like you get to your friends and family, but you didn't sell the ball. And so that's kind of our take was. It was just really economical and kind of like a MVP model when it comes to building brands. It's not the end all be all, but it's a great starting point for us, especially in a city where we don't have like the industrial capacity to pop up places. And there's only laws that have it too. So that was just our take on it.
I'm going to respectfully hop over Ms. Courtney and Kobe.
I don't really have too much more to add. I hit all the points. For us, a lot of people think, or there is a narrative out there that because you're contracting, it means that you can sideline from larger funding, or weren't able to get it for some reason. That's not always the case. It just makes sense for us for all the reasons that they've already stated. And as we've been now going on our 4th year, we've seen that the industry is evolving a lot also. And so I actually tell a lot of people who are starting out that go find a contract facility that you can work with and start there, because for all those reasons, it makes a lot of sense. I think I've seen a lot of people, not to say that you shouldn't chase your dreams, I've seen a lot of people get into trouble trying to scale their business too quickly and go from homebrew recipes where we started and, go invest in this large facility and then realize as they get down, through the process that there are certain things that they were missing. You don't have a lot of room for error when you're, sitting in the room. So it made a lot of sense for us personally, and also personally for
Yeah, that's a great segue to my next question.
In our business. We're not a brewer, we're not a company. Black Movement is like a resource hub for all interested parties. So whether you are a brewer, whether you're a personality, or you have a physical brick-and-mortar brewery, we work to kind of build everything and put everyone together. And the way that contract brewing kind of works for us is that we don't have to deal with some of the logistics that goes on with working with some of our brick-and-mortar partners. They're able to have their beers, a lot more accessible to us for us to feature at our events or for us to distribute to other partners that we have. We recently did, a partnership with a local dentist, and we're able to feature all of their beers in the box, mostly because of the way that their model is set up as contract brewers. So that's the way that they did it, outside parties. Sorry, that's the next step.
Thank you. So I think you guys kind of hit on my next question already about disputing that negative connotation. Ellie, would you like to explain what are some ways that Soul Negative, whether intentional or not, kind of dispel the myth of the connotation that sometimes is associated with contract?
Let me see. So I'll say this. I think for us as Soul Negative, considering that we kind of touch every part of the business, I think we've seen kind of an edge or a more positive connotation with interaction with the counseling service. My understanding, if let's just pretend we were regional facility, brewer, you got the back of the house manager, the front of the house manager, you got the sales rep who represents the distribution company, and then the delivery Elliot in so I feel like from a relationship standpoint, building that kind of ground level relationship is cool, because they know that the same person they put the order in is the same guy that walked in about 5 times trying to sell to them. Social media age, not anymore, but it's understand the process makes you a better businessman, understand for cap and cloud. So I would say from that standpoint, I think it's good for us to kind of have the opportunity to handle the front facing side and one on the back facing side. I still work with the contract brewers, so I brew most of the batches with them. So I'm kind of learning how to use the system and all that, but I haven't seen too much of a negative connotation when it comes down to that. Only thing I will say is that people always want to know, when you come visit the brewery. And I'm like, we're having a pop-up. Just come here next month. So that definitely one thing I'd say. The chance for people to kind of experience this whole Negative brand, where they think that these experiences, but we kind of put it as with the pop-ups, you're kind of getting the same vibe. It's just not in our space, but we try to make spaces kind of like ours. What we design on, rent out halls or whatever. And do we got to do? We have jockey boxes and different beers on tap and all that. Not so much since COVID, but before. So we try to make it like an experience versus just like a brand. And I think that helps when you don't have to worry about some operational piece. Yeah.
You mind say what?
Everything that we said. I think it's the intimacy. I think that a lot of my accounts, as it gets to actually see us, you know, and talk to us, and especially when we do events, I think people get really excited when they get to find out at the bar and then talk to me about it. So we have like the, you know, tap room. It's still an experience everything, and then, you know, council of me some of it, you know, like, you know, so I think it's just an intimacy and this community that we're creating with here. So I feel like, again, the only negative part, I guess, is not having that physical space, but because of our pop-ups, we use it. It's to meet a lot of people like face to face, and they get to learn the story behind the beer versus just going to the bar, seeing the brand, drinking beer, and never being known.
Currently, there are 3 black-owned breweries in the District of Columbia, which are all contracted. And this question is for all you guys. Let's start with Courtney. Do you think there's a connection between the 2 breweries? We have the largest per capita black-owned breweries in the country, all of them contracted. Is there a correlation there? Does race play into that? Do you think?
Not at all. Yeah, I think, you know, based on the input the other panelists gave to the first question, I think it's situational. So it just happened to be the best fit for the structure they had, the ideas we had for their, you know, beer brand or potential breweries concept. So yeah, I don't think that there's no correlation in my mind. I'll say that. Yeah.
I think exactly what you said. This situation could really rather than do that for the record, you know, and say, you know, for all of us. I mean, the future, I think we have to share the vision of the beer brands to be a part of the process, especially, you know, and it works for them. So yeah, I kind of want to say it's very situational for me. Like starting my business in the pandemic, like I couldn't imagine myself being like kind of also open the production type of facility. So for me, it makes sense to be contract with people with I mean, like I don't see the correlation, but there's other states that have like brick-and-mortar because it works, you know, and there's people that just use contract. So you're excited, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with race, but I'm going to disagree with this. A couple things to say. I think that this whole narrative that, you know, this negative connotation around contract brewing, I agree. I heard a lot of it when we decided to pick that model, but I haven't experienced a lot of it, and I have to say the only downside is not having this place where you can, you know, buy the brand experience, as I mentioned. But I will say this, when it comes to starting a company, I think regardless of what it is that you do, especially if it's something that you have not done before, there's always a level of kind of nervousness, and there's always a level of that looks like me that's doing this, right? And whereas it was very kind of situational for us, and I knew very early on that starting with a brewery wasn't the right fit for us. I knew that was kind of the singular narrative that was out there, right? You want to start a beer company, you have to go start a brewery. And so I think with that singular narrative, everything else becomes florid or negative. And it's not necessarily the case. However, I will say, I know I talked to you. I will say, I know I talked to you when you were starting. I'm not going to go that far, but right? In the same way that we're peddling our homebrew beers in Union Market, and you start telling me about this software and all these things, right? I'm going to do things that people are telling me that are within my network that I can trust, right? And so I will say that the correlation comes to this point of there's people in your network that you know that are doing the same thing you're doing something very similar to what you're doing, and it's easy for me to say, yeah, the last 2 years was really hard, but here's the game, pretty much, right? And so I think, not to say that it didn't make sense situationally for everyone else too, because I actually don't think contracting is a bad thing. I think it's a great way to start a beer company. And I think that nowadays you see more people starting their company, going to a contract facility, getting their first batches out there, and then making the jump to say, you know, I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to go do that. I've seen it with black, brown, white. I've seen it all over the place, all over the country at this point. And I think it doesn't have that negative connotation that it used to have. So, not to say that you guys would make different decisions, but I think there is a correlation there, because who's to say that I didn't find a way to raise $1 million to do this and turn to you and be like, oh, you just fill this out and do this, and you'll be able to get this. So who knows? But I do think there's some correlation there, because I talked to a lot of people when we started our company. Half of them told us not to go contracting, but half of them said there's a way. And I listened to the advice those people gave us to figure out how to carve that path, because I felt that worked for us. So I think it is important to provide value to the people you have in your network, the resources you have access to, whether it be capital, knowledge, or people, because that experience in some way feeds and guides the decisions that we make.
Sorry, this would be more of a discussion. This is like, yes, and I like the relationship with that, because before I made my decision, I can't lie this. Before I actually made my decision to start my business, I kind of had that idea that, oh, I'm never going to be a contract. But it was, you know, like St. Coker, Salika, even Cops that they already had the business of the money, that already had those experiences, that like ensured me that this is the best way to do what I choose. So like, yeah, just everything you said, I definitely do.
Yeah. And like, I was like a huge people player. I used to get huge when like just stand my follower, because not so much, thank you. Not so much because they made the most of this beer, but I was just fascinated by the cult following that they were able to build by being a contract brewery from Europe. Right? I'm here in America, like looking for the beer. So I was really fascinated by that narrative also, and which is why a lot of the folks said don't do it. I kind of like, no, there's a model here, there's a way to do it. I may not have all their information, but don't tell me it's not the way to go, because here's another brand that is building a great following, and they're all contracted until recently last couple of years.
It's impossible to think that they were able to give us, you know, that direction.
Yeah, I mean, piggybacking on what Kobe said, I mean, for us, it wasn't like we just picked this one. We went through, like, I think it was 5 or 6 feasibility models of which they would take. It's like occupiers, microbrew, tap, production facilities. Somewhere in Maryland. I'm from Chicago. I'm putting stuff back in Illinois and ship it over. It was all these different things. I will say something that's pretty cool. At the time we thought about starting something, I think it was 2000. We actually started the company in 2018. We trademarked the brand in 2017. We were selling beer in March 2019. So around 2017, 2018, the law in DC is still a new beer capital. And DC Brown, 3 stars, I think Atlas, and like, oh. So okay, so those are my examples. One's a pub, right? At one point, one didn't have tap. So it's kind of like, all right, entering zones that are structured for industrial manufacturing. You don't want to put something next to somebody else. We're not Starbucks, right? You can't just. So it's like we fall the kitchen and all that. Okay. So, now I will plug all my panelists here, like, even people in the audience that starting a business, it takes a certain type of person, like, really, like, you gotta be a genius, actually, really good. So, take that, take let me use the example of being a very correlated population of the city at that time, who's access to capital does it. You gotta have pretty big balls. So, like, if you're bought off as a software company, $1 million, the bank says, you're dead, you have this. I grew up in the beer industry and we're probably familiar in Highland, which made 045, Mickey's, and I think something else, but they had contracts back then. So I was kind of used to it. And my boss told me, like, you got a day job, you got a little bread, go buy a house or start a company. And so I was like, okay, well, that makes sense for us. And so when we were living in South Carolina, we made it different, right? We were a little cheaper, maybe. Laws might be a little different. We just started off with the garage, right? The same whole thing, sold about a pint, bread up, use the facility, but DC just wasn't like that. And I'm seeing the laws kind of shift a little bit with people lobbying and have stuff rezoned. But in 2017 and 16, it was a different vibe, obviously. So I didn't pick the right choice.
I told you they were innovative. So, Kobe, you mentioned the word network, and this is like something I really enjoy speaking on, kind of like folks' perspective on this culture, whether that is religion, gender, race, any of that stuff. Well, and this is for all of you guys also, like, how is your culture portrayed in your brand? Start off with this book.
That's a heavy question for us. I think, our name says exactly what it is that we're trying to do. Through Black Brew movement, we're trying to be a conduit between craft beer industry and the Black community in every way, shape, or form. So our primary focus is on Black consumers, trying to get more Black consumers into the craft beer space. And so we recognize in doing that there's a lot of different segments, a lot of different facets to Black people. So in our branding and the partnerships that we make sure that we are representative of all the things that Black people are. So that means targeting more rural Blacks. That means targeting kind of mainstream hip hop culture. That means also targeting upper class. So just really kind of seeing the full spectrum and not being so exclusive that we don't allow other partners to be a part of our brand. So just because Black Brew Movement is our name, we do initiate partnerships with brands that are not all Black, that do not have Black ownership, because at the end of the day, we really want Black consumers to appreciate craft beer culture. So in our brand, we really focus on the full spectrum of what it means to be a Black person and how that can be represented through craft beer and vice versa.
And do you guys do like events, like
yeah. So we do a lot of events. We have, the Black Beer Garden is, I would say, our marquee event right now, and we really make sure that we try to feature mostly local Black-owned beer brands. We also feature a lot of other breweries, like Proper is one of our very, very, very loved partners. We have also we feature some other breweries in the area just to showcase craft beer, but then also in our marketing and the music that we use and the themes that we have, we try to make sure that it's attractive to Black people. Us being a part of the community, we know what it is we like to see. We want to make sure that we're capturing the essence of what it means to be, in Black culture in our events. So that's the music we use, the themes we have, and the branding that we do as far as flyers and marketing. We really make sure that it's a place where Black consumers feel welcome, and making craft beer attractive to us. So that's really and we do that in a lot of different spaces. So through our Black Beer Gardens, through beer collaborations, we've done some online events, and we try to go across the spectrum. Like as you we partner with dentist office, we partner with movie theaters, like all the businesses that potentially be a place where Black people are gonna spend their money. We want to make sure that we're introducing craft beer in the spaces we can be.
Okay, so for us, so mega, what it means, our brand is for anyone who's like pursuing the passion within the sector. So like soul men. Right? So we speak for like literally, if you're a business person, a scholar, an artist, a creative, an athlete, anybody who's taking what they love and actually doing something for it, that's kind of what our brand is about. And so we took the position of using beer as a conduit because we can bring people together. Like we can have beer with us in the room, right? Different backgrounds for everybody. We're here for one common reason. It's like we want to be educated on the subject tonight. We have our own breweries. Like we have a common thread as people. And so that's kind of where our brand comes from. It's like we represent just passion for something. Doesn't matter if you're what race you are, your class, or your career path. If you're doing something that you love, like we are, then you're sold it. So we want to make sure that's resonating with everything we do. I try to capture in some imagery, even our can labels, like the whole wide here, is done by local graffiti artists, right? So every time we do a beer, it has local artists who's, pursuing their, passion art. Yes, that's kind of like our vibe. Anybody who's locked into what they do, and looks at that next level, then we're basically so awesome. Good stuff.
Yes. So I would say urban garden to me, like our culture behind it is really focused in like I kind of look at my story as like the roads that we can conquer. So I'm in something born and raised for generations. I grew up in the city, came back to college, and I was like, whoa, like what is this? Like everything is so different. And not very emotional, but I was born in the inner city. Like I witnessed like a lot of like my peers that never left the city before, never got the experience of leaving and coming back. And so when I started my company, it was really all about like kind of again connecting the urban culture to the craft beer scene and finding ways to use music and art and experiences to kind of bridge that gap. So when I first started my beer company, before I started my beer company, my first beer that I released was a collaboration. I did a staff beer collaboration with Right Walker, and I did it behind releasing it with my single because I'm a rapper. And so I did a beer and I put my song, and then I invited like my friends and this person and I invited like local DC artists to come perform at the beer event. I didn't want to perform, but I still performed. To me, that's what my culture is all about. It's just like treating people that feel like they've lost their, they're lost in the sauce, watching the city that they grew up in, just change drastically, feeling like they don't really have a place, and just kind of being that like road trip through and basically letting them know that we are the garden and just sparking that inspiration through music, through art, through beer. So for me, when I made Cam, like a lot of people was like giving me flack because they're like, who enters the beer market and not making it? Like my first beer was a lot of I was like, I'm not making beer for beer, no offense, like white guys and buenos. And non-beer drinkers who I want to introduce into it. And one thing I can say about Cam, the number one thing I get, especially from people. And the BIPOC community, people of color is like, oh, I don't drink beer, but I love candlelight. And that is like, that just means the world to me. So that's basically the culture that we zero in on. It's like the underserved community and making them feel wanted in the environment that often is like, is not for them. So music, art, beer, and yeah.
Yeah, I always get really inspired. Yeah. I mean, it's like back to the whole thing about narrative. Everyone comes to this, or can come to this very places, and different same recipes and well, for us, St. Coco Beer Company, our branding is a little bit more in your face. I grew up in Ghana, between Ghana and Nigeria, West Africa, and started out as a home brewer way back when, and I'd say about halfway through my homebrew journey, started to make beers that were truly, truly inspired by ingredients that I remember growing up with. I went through this whole phase where my mom was twice a year and the market, please, let's go get this, bring this, stuff it in the shoes or something like that. But it's really the beer and just the real organic journey of making beer that created the brand name for Sankofa Beer Company. In Ghana, Sankofa is a tree word, and what it means is go back and fetch. It literally translates to go back and fetch. But there's a grander meaning behind Sankofa and the symbol for Sankofa, which is actually an adapted version. It's our logo. It is the fact that it is not taboo to go back and fetch your history. In fact, in order for you to move forward and have a strong future, you must know where you've come from. You must learn the lessons that your ancestors have learned and take that and continue to build upon that as you build your future. And so we were not planning to make some like big statement with the name. It just felt right when we were starting our company, looking at the types of beers that we had slated that we wanted to bring to the market, looking at who me and my partner were, having grown up in West Africa, looking at the fact that there was literally no one that looked like us that we knew that were trying to potentially be thinking about doing what we were doing at the time other than y'all. And it was just really important for us to stick with that name because really a lot of what we were doing, we're going back to our past and bringing that into our beer, bringing our beer to the larger beer narrative that probably hadn't seen anyone like us with the story that we have, with the experience that we have, and trying to, make, not make the type of beers that we were making, but, at the time, I mean, now I've had a handful, but at the time, I don't think I've had this beer before, right? And so, we've done a lot of other stuff with ingredients that we frankly, I don't even know how to actually bring them to the beer market, FDA things, but we've experimented with so many different ingredients, and it really has pushed me personally, it's challenged me personally to, especially because it's very easy to start your company and it's like, oh man, you need to go put that out, which is fine, we make more now, but I continuously challenge myself every time we want to do something new. I always ask myself, how is this adding to the beer? Because if it's the same that Restart or someone else can go brew, I operate as like, we don't need to do it. We don't need to brew that. Unless I feel that I can bring something to it, then it's fine. There's 20 other people that make it just fine. And that's a big part of our culture, which is just being proud of who you are, being proud of where you come from, and not backing down into the spaces where you might have something to add. That's it.
I love asking that question. It's like the best beer discussion to have, man. It's always been good. And asking, just getting information about culture and stuff like that. And also kind of, I feel, highlights community, which brings me to the last question. You see it's relatively small, but a few miles wide, something crazy like that. So community is a hot topic in the beer industry. Specifically with DC, do you all feel that the community, the beer community, is trending in a positive way? Start one.
Okay. Yes. I would think yes. I think that the beer culture in DC is great. I feel I don't know, I feel so supported. I work with I have a lot of support from a lot of people in this area. I mean, bread-and-mortar, obviously, most guys are bread-and-mortar being one of them. I think some of the laws, I don't know if that's a part of the conversation, but I think a lot of the laws haven't been kind of redefined to help people like us because there's just so much more to beer than just the brewery or the distributor, But I don't know, I think there's a lot of legitimacy happening that we set a good example for other cases. There's a lot more to be done. I think sometimes there's people more there. no offense, but I think there are people, allyship in this.
Yeah, overall, I think everybody's pretty cool. I haven't met everybody in the community, but I've heard them. We spoke visually or whatever. And also, as the thing I put earlier, it's still a pretty small community compared to other parts. So, what are we like, 10 years old now? 14 years? 11, yeah. So, DC beer is 11 years old. Who's from, I don't know, California, right? How old is that beer? Probably like 20. So, I feel like as it grows, it'll get bigger and more inclusive. But what I've seen so far, like the OGs, if you will, like people who kind of started, paved the way, they've been very supportive. I haven't had any bad vibes from people on outward facing. I don't know what goes on around. But yeah, overall, we did a collab with 3 stars in February. That was cool. We did Imperial Style. We collabed with Collier. We sold honeycomb oak steak in their rum equipment for it. That was kind of like a cross-branded, cross-industry thing with the alcohol and beer. We worked with City State, they're pretty new. So far, we've been I have no issues.
I'll speak to the community on both ends. I'll start with the brewers and breweries. I do agree with the other two that the beer community is trending upward. I feel like all of the partners, all of players in BC's craft beer community are very intentional about diversifying, building the community and trying to band together. So I think that is definitely moving in a positive direction. On the consumer side, I feel like it's kind of tough to grasp because DC being like a transient city, I feel like it's moving in and out. I feel like, you have your beer drinkers who come here, who know where they want to go and are set on going to those places, don't really vary too much from the script. So for up and coming brewers and breweries, it may be difficult to kind of acquire a new client base because of the way the city is set up. I also think that, focusing on Black consumers, one of the great things that having all these new brewers here has, given us the opportunity to do is introduce those small subset of transient Black people that are coming to the city to beer that is produced by Black people. And I think that's a great selling point. And I feel like that alone is allowing, us to really, really showcase what it is that we're trying to do and bring more Black people into the craft beer community in a very, very specific way. Because of the amount of Black brewers that we have in the area. So we're starting to see at every event, we're seeing more Black people coming to the breweries. Because, when we first started, our reason for starting is because we go to breweries and realize that it's -1 Black people in the brewery. What's going on here? Like, why? What's this? So, every time, we go out, it's been 4 years now, and we see more of us in there. And I feel like because of the work that we're doing, because of the intentionality of the breweries in the DC area, I feel like, the Black consumer base is really, really boosting the DC area.
Exposure is really important. I remember we had our, we had our lunch event. We had a lunch event in 4 years ago at this point, and I remember, obviously saw a lot of different looking people. Not been in the Midlands before, but I remember going back to the Midlands 6 years later, and I'm like, what is in there on a date? It's like, what are you doing? When he was alone at the time, what are you doing here? Like, he said so much fun to your event, but I mean, he was here, I was like, I got a date coming, having a good time. I was like, I love it. Right, but that's a big part of why we do what we do. I think the culture, the beer culture in DC has been great. It's been kind of weird over the last couple of years transitioning because I was like full-fledged patron, customer, like that perspective of the culture, and always loved it. Minus people in the room those times, but that's fine. But it's been interesting transitioning into the culture as someone who's like investing. in the industry and what's happening here. I think again, nothing but positivity. I love what's happening with us and the fact that you have more than one person to call and you can pull events together. I think it's a big deal that as small as DC is, that there's 3 of us sitting out here that have beer brands, which is awesome. But culture-wise, I think there is still a way to go. I think that it's great to talk about positive things, but we've had negative experiences. There's things that I've seen that if I was in a place to say something or in a place to do something, I would do so. And so what I do is I continuously remind myself of the amazing relationships we have, like with the folks here at Haggard House, which I think the first time I came here was we were all right. And like little things like this are really important to me because you meet people and you kind of build some of the weirdest relationships sometimes, and it just is a lovely thing. And so I think generally the experience has been very positive. I tell people, DC over any city, any day, when it comes to just like good people, and we're young. Like you said, there's a lot of growth that's still available. So, I hope to be able to be in better positions to say something and do something to help make the culture even more inclusive and more and better for everyone. But generally, this is a good place to be. I say it all the time. Our beer company is called Sanko for Beer Company. Like I don't know that we would have been able to start this company and receive the support and love that we received if not at a place like DC, like maybe 3 other places in the country. So I'm very happy with us to be here, and I think that all of the industry adjacent people, industry involved folks are great, and everyone in some way, negative or positive, has contributed to our ability to grow and be here today.
Awesome. So we're going to open up the floor for questions, but before we do that, I just want to say thank you to all the participants. A few years, but today, outside of emails, is like my first time meeting Eamoni, Ellie, and Courtney. Thank you all, man. You guys are an inspiration. I appreciate your work. I can't wait to have you here. We haven't had you yet. So thank you again. Any questions? Are you ready? Just kidding.
I'd love to know 2 things. You already talked about it a little bit with your beer and like what's the beer that got you passionate about craft beer? And what would you recommend to people who maybe are new to craft beer to get them passionate?
Well, okay, I get really passionate about something. So, as my mom can tell you, when I first decided to start beer, real quick, I told my uncle I wanted to be a brewer. They built me a little brew house in the backyard. I did a little survey, and it came like I did to my mom, my aunties, my female friends, and everything, and they don't like me. They do not drink beer. So that's why I'm very passionate about anyway, because even though my IPA is really good, I just something that was like, oh wow, they like it. It's not at all people who don't drink beer. Like, if this is my first beer, like, I know that I can get a lot of knowledge of this. And like pull them in, like, hey, this beer is for you out here. You don't have to
Sure. I don't even know. I tell you this, I can tell top of my head. My beer profession is something like this. Daddy light in college. Full garden, left blind, and then DC Brown. I live on top of the house with these guys, so it's coming from these guys. I was getting beers, and they gave me a case of this thing called Wings of Armageddon. This is my first one. And I had like 3 of those. So man, like I said, I would say like things like maybe bells, right? Bells. So bells is like my staple. Like anywhere I go, there's a bells market. I'm grabbing that. I like the hot beer, but I'm also not a sweet guy. So like anything like tangy or like sour or citrusy, I lean towards that. But yeah, I would say that was my position. It was like cardboard water, like Heineken, sweeter, softer cardboard water. Hot roast, big malt. So yeah, I would say anyone starting off, I would recommend Dust to Hardy, but that's just me.
I was recommend Road Live because it's that way.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember the first part of your question, so I'll just jump right into what my recommendation would be. I feel like there's always an opportunity for like education. And so like my mom would be like my ideal person, the non-beer drinker. Really always drinks beer, but doesn't know what kind of beer they drink. So I always ask people, oh, I don't know, I like beer. Like what type of candy do you like? Do you like candy? You know, people who like sour candy, or people who like chocolate, people who like bitter candy. Like when you kind of really get to learn a person, understand your palate, you can recommend a beer that they probably would never ever think of based on things that, flavors that they already like. So it varies depending on the person I'm talking to. So I've met a lot of beer drinkers. One of my really good friends, she's like, I hate beer, I never drink beer, and she drinks coffee every day. And so I gave her a stout. She's like, this is beer? So it really, it varies. Let's go, thank you. My trajectory, maybe a step above Elliot. Still reserved for family stuff now. So I would say when I get into the craft beers part, Sequent Gel, that was one of my favorites, definitely. And then Bell's, it's another sour. Yeah. Yeah, they do. And they come back in an hour. No, it's I don't even think it's selling anymore. But I'll say Sequent Gel. It's like a margarita in beer form, and okay, legit. So that's what really got me started. And then, yeah, Bells. I don't think the name doesn't. Yeah.
I love it. For me, so like beer is actually a big part of Canadian culture. We don't have, there are age restrictions, but not really. So your parents send you to the store at like 7, 8, 9, like, go get 8 beers and bring them back, and you just go get them. I actually hated beer until I got to college. I did drink. I acquired the taste via like Natty Ice, Cops, PBRs, and Keystones, which are that's how I acquired the taste for it. By the time I turned 21, you do that first like liquor store. It's your birthday, you go to the liquor store. I'd never seen a beer section in my life. And so I get there, and I almost was like frozen with like shock. I was like, "There's more than 4 beers." And really, I think the one that got me. So that whole like my senior year, I lived on campus. We did the whole like I go to the liquor store, get something I never had every year, and it's beer bottles all over the kitchen. But it was Magic Hat number 9. Let's talk about Magic Hat. It's Magic Hat number 9. I was just like, this is different. And yeah, by the time I graduated, I thought I knew everything about beer and everything. We started home brewing. I think our first recipe turned out to be really, really good. And I always say if it was bad, I probably never would have had the confidence to keep going. And I would not be sitting here right now, but it turned out really good. It was a Hefeweizen, and it was a means to an end, really, the whole journey. I was really broke. And I was like, I can't keep paying $8, $9 for a bottle. We should, by the way. But at the time, I could not. And I just thought if I made my own beer, I would be able to drink it cheaper. The worst idea I probably ever had in my life. But it really did kind of spur the journey that like initial, like, this is really interesting. I've never had anything like it before. How can I recreate this because I can't afford it? And then the rest is history, as they say. To answer your question about people getting into it, I actually always tell people, especially people who look like us, to go talk to people at the brewery. Go to a brewery that you might like, maybe you don't like. You just heard that it's a brewery. Talk to people that are behind the bar. Maybe ask to see if there's a brewer there. Don't be shy. That person probably knows a lot about beer and will be able to walk you through your taste preferences and hopefully give you something that is a good experience for you that can be an entry. So for me, it does two things. It gets you exposed and it makes you make a friend.
I would love to know what do people in this audience, like, how can we be better allies and help you advance your missions and be more passionate and get more people who look like you into craft beer?
Very easy. Tell everyone you know that you were here today, that you know about these brands. We all have websites, we all have social media accounts. Tell them to follow, tell them to become engaged in our communities. And tell your bars, your restaurants, whatever, people, you either know people there or you like certain places, tell them, why don't you have this beer? And I tell people all the time, if you want to see us somewhere, it's one thing to tell me that we need to be there, and I'm happy to go sell people, I'll go sell anyone at any time. But it's even better if they're calling us because there's customers who have said we really want this beer. So I always say that, like, if there are places in the city that you love, maybe you have a little bit of a relationship with them, tell them to hit us up and to taste our beers and to maybe skip the tasting and just buy the beer. But whatever it is, tell them to hit us up. And I think that's usually kind of the biggest level of support that I personally need.
Yeah, look out, buy a six pack. Yeah, buy your beer, go buy it. This is, beer, tasting, what's this, and get a variety, maybe. And on top of that, like, I've had a lot of people who are like, oh, people are calling me out. Never get sample, but I'm very, that's cool. That's, I thought that's what you said. That's like, share with your friends, tell your friends, or get together with people to go bar hopping, kick the spear.
Yeah, I think the social promotion is like, word of mouth or through the internet. To both what they said, and in your own markets that aren't DC, looking to connect with people who are like us, I would say, maybe in the middle, maybe learn about what their brands are doing. And maybe go to their events, go to their stuff, and meet them. And if you get along with them, and you build a relationship, you grow that from there. I don't pander to whatever night at the brewery. But I don't want to say what night it is. It's like somebody brings up and you think it's dope, and they it's probably reciprocated or they see something good, who's all gonna be there? So I feel like maybe you and the village coming to their events, and here in DC, like Courtney said, the word about transition. We and so many are trying our best to be in the spots. So I'm not all the time. I'm not like I'm in the bar. I like bars, hang out with them, so I kind of see what's going on. So we try to be in places that I think benefit from different audiences, experience our brand, grocery stores, stuff like that. Places where, like, before you go into a bar, you see our beer, you're buying a cake, you can see it too. It's like a mindset, like, I'm 6 pack to go, like, see the cookout, like, we post on Instagram, shout us out.
I'd say from a brewer's advice to brewers is understand the flavor profiles that other consumers want to have. Camel Light is, derived from women and people who don't drink beer. Sankofa has ingredients that are related to the countries that he experienced growing up. Elliot has, a love for IPA and things bitter. So all of them are examples of how, the flavors, the taste that people are interested in is attracting them to beers. I think, there's a particular demographic you want to attract. find out what they like, find out the flavors that are, interesting to them, and try to brew a beer that's gonna attract them.
Great panel. Is there an on-premise location in DC that you guys look to that does the best job of supporting your brands?
Can I? Oh, okay. Well, we're not this. I was going to answer the question about who does a good job at it, and I'm always going to shout out. Yeah. Does a great job, not just with beers, but just like culture and embracing culture and making people feel comfortable and inviting culture in like this all around. As far as like, I would say like but I think Natural Bar, I love Natural Bar. Natural Bar is so great. They have, I think all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, Natural Bar is so great when you can go there and you get all of these delicious beer garden, like done a great job. We have all of our beers here as well. I think people like this do like these businesses making sure our beer is out there and curating events around that.
I'm gonna do the same one too. So, yeah, right. So I think the money Metro part is good. I'm gonna do it by order of five, right? So like, for the on-premise accounts that I see us with the most, here's a good example, right? The Hard House, they do a good job. Pub and the People, which is like a whiskey bar, neighborhood joint, they're really good. They got a whole lot of whiskey. They have to take care of all their beers. Bar Shinwa in Chinatown is more of a like bar. They got the lights, they French dim sum type place that they have us on tap. Mr. Braxton and Petworth is more of a like upscale neighborhood bar. The Pizza Paradisos, they do a lot of social for us. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna miss. Oh, and then Sandlot is a good one. Outdoor beer garden S5. They have one in Georgetown and one in Navy Yard on Walmart. And there's one more I'm in Anacostia. Yeah, Anacostia is opening soon. And there's one more I want to shout out. Of course. Serenata is like a food hall in the main market. And so you can experience a Latin culture there, but we're in the food restaurants there, and like that's a whole box. We got like indoor outdoor seating, we got multiple vendors in there, food here as well, tacos, food here, as well tacos, plus a cool craft cocktail bar in the middle. So we got a few spots there that we got. Yeah, so the whole area of town, but oh yeah, I should try to do this
Like I said before, Red Crocker is an amazing partner to us. They always allow us to be innovative. We did our first collaboration with them, Saison. We were really experimenting with flavors that would be attractive to Black consumers, and they were, gave us full autonomy over, what it is that we want to do, but also gave us a lot of advice. Us not being brewers, we only know a handful of homebrew things and stuff that we learned from our peers, but to have a resource to really educate us on the things that we didn't know and also still give us a voice, in kind of creating the event that we wanted to have and the way we wanted to do it. They've been an amazing on-premise partner for us, and I feel like of the brewery that are being receptive and intentional about diversifying, I feel like they're definitely one of the ones that I would.
I am not going to name. I love all of our. If you go to our website, there's a list of where you can contact me. There's lots of overlaps with some of the places that I will make a special note of Midlands, honestly. When we started our company, little bit of a hope and a dream. I mean, I was very confident in what we were doing. A lot of folks we talked to supportive, but see you when I see you type thing. And Midlands just from the very beginning. Again, I talked a little bit about how weird the transition from being like an avid consumer or patron to like I'm actually trying to do this. It's an interesting transition because I was a regular face in lots of breweries, lots of bars, and places like that. And Midlands was a place I used to work on Georgia Avenue and was really shocked when they opened up. Just very excited that there was a beer garden that was coming to that location on Georgia Avenue. And I was just to this day, I still think I actually was the first person to spend my money on it. Like, I was there when the first day. But Robin and Fred were the owners really from very early on, like just immediately embraced me as like, oh yeah, you're this guy that's always here drinking, and like, oh, you have a beer? Sure. Like, you know, we want to buy it. You know, never tasted it, didn't know anything about the company, the brand, like, we want to buy it. And to the point where that kind of relationship evolved, where we had our company launch there, and actually our second year there as well, and they've always just been big supporters of ours. You know, buy the most beer, we used to do not so much more, but great supporters, and those are the types of people you want in the city to be able to support this dream, especially when you're really starting out. You're not really sure where it's going to go, to be able to walk into an establishment like Midlands that has a very solid following, just for the fact that you're there, people kind of will give you the credit that like, oh, you're making real beer. That was really big for us early on. But like I said, I mean, we have a lot of great accounts, and I go to our website and you can find them. But yeah, if I have to make a special note, it would be Midlands Beer Garden.
Last question we're going to say for
Hi, I'm Eamoni's mom. Question. I know you guys talk about laws and zoning there in DC. So I just wanted to ask a question. One, how are you engaging lawmakers? Are you engaging lawmakers? And two, from that perspective, as advocates, I guess everybody is different. I can safely assume, but how are you engaging lawmakers around laws that could make it easier for you to contact through or distribute, and then how can we as advocates help to engage lawmakers around what would help to bring more Black brewers into the fold? It came up more than one time together.
So I remember engaged, I don't engage with
Okay.
I don't. I mean, I engage, I guess I fraternize with them socially, but I don't speak to them on beer matters.
Okay.
That's just me personally. I know that, here, they advocate for all of us in DC, but I don't really know personally.
Okay. So I was right. So my follow-up statement to that would be, I would just encourage you to connect with your local brewers, your bigger companies to get involved, because a lot of times the only reason why it hasn't changed is because nobody has said anything, and nobody has said anything.
I will give you that question. Why I don't engage directly with lawmakers, when I was going through the licensing process, I did have to talk to certain people in that field, because doing what we do is like it's I don't know what to eat, but it's just like not a normal process. They don't know. So I asked a lot of consulting, what the heck is, all this stuff like that. So like again, I've done some recent research based on some things I was trying to do, and I realized that there was no laws for it. It's just like you either do this or you do that. And I'm like, that, but there's no law, so I do think that's a great question. I do think that as we're moving forward with what we're doing, I think that is a good thing to talk about. Because you have a collective, that just met with the Blues Association of Maryland. And that was what that meeting was about, because a lot of laws that happen in Maryland are keeping a lot of the new brewers kind of out because of these little small things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I do think, so I would say the Maryland brewers, I don't know if any of us, were you at the band?
No.
Yes, yeah, none of us were at the band meeting, but, so I would say the Maryland, by the way, there's 3 black people in Maryland, by the way, sitting down with Bam and talking about the result of some of these laws that are
I'll just encourage you guys, especially as a black group, when you think about the tenants association. It always happens with a bunch of tenants that together and advocated. So again, I just would encourage you, if it doesn't exist as a legislator, I can tell you that it can exist, or we can envision it. So reach out and make it